Hmm. President Naredko, Mr. Raheja, distinguished panelists, distinguished members in the audience, CMD Hadko, and other members in the audience. First of all, I'd like to wholeheartedly thank Naredko for giving me this opportunity of sharing our some of the work that we are doing in Rajasthan, and hoping to get some feedback also so that we can improve it further. Some initiatives that we have taken in the urban sector, mainly in the affordable housing sector, and there are some related areas where we are working in the state. This is a brief fact file of Rajasthan, giving its area, population, urban population. As you will see, 23.38% population is urban population, and total population, of course, is 68.62 million. There are 222 census towns and 184 municipal towns. These are some of the glimpses of the planned cities in Rajasthan. These are old cities, and they all have very beautiful heritage features. So we are just showing some glimpses. These are some more glimpses of some of these cities, which are very attractive for the tourists also. So some policy initiatives. First, of course, is the affordable housing policy in 2009, with a focus on EWS, LIG housing in public-private partnership. And there are other policies and measures that we have taken which have a bearing on this also. Township policy 2010 to promote integrated townships in the private sector. Then slum development policy, this year we have issued. Again, public-private partnership model for redevelopment of slums. Then we have a mass housing project which we have recently issued in 50 cities and towns on government lands. Policy for transferable development rights 2012. Probably Rajasthan is the first state in North India to come up with this TDR policy. Master plans for all cities and towns. We have 184 towns, and in the last 3 years we have made 100 master plans. So now all the towns in Rajasthan, they are covered with a master plan. Model building regulations have been made for all the local bodies. Earlier they were not existing in many of these, and there are provisions for high-rise buildings. Standard FAR has been made as 1.33, maximum FAR 2.25, and there is unlimited FAR on major roads, outer areas, metro routes. In Jaipur, we are coming up with the metro also, metro project. And then one more initiative that we have taken is that of dedicated consultants for all the local bodies. The urban local bodies, particularly in the small towns, they don't have enough staff, short of staff, and particularly the technical man not there. So we have empaneled about 150 consultants through an open invitation process, all India basis, and these dedicated consultants, they have been assigned certain jobs, mainly pertaining to regularization of the colonies, surveys, layout plans, individual files. So they are now working because we have launched a massive campaign, Prashashan Shehron Ke Sang now. So because of these consultants there, lot of work is being done which was never done earlier. So this is a new experiment that we have started, which is proving to be very useful. Now, the initiatives for sustainable and affordable housing. There are three major approaches. One is affordable housing on PPP model, policy of 2009, a mass housing project which we have issued now, and Mukhyamantri Shahri BPL Awas Yojana. Highlights of this. This is the shortage. This has been mentioned earlier also, and I will not dwell much on this. The total shortage in the country and in Rajasthan. Under the affordable housing policy, the scheme is called Saubhagya Awas Yojana, and the earlier target was 1,25,000 for EWS, LIG, MIG. MIG is a lower segment, MIG A category, up to 700 square feet. Target now is 5 lakh. Now we have 5 models in this policy. Model number 1 is the mandatory provisions. Earlier there was no mandatory provisions even for our own local bodies, even for housing board, how much EWS houses they should construct. Now we have given them a mandate. For housing board it is minimum 50%, LIG and EWS, and another 20% MIG A category. So 70% houses, they have to be in these 3 categories. Then the urban local bodies, minimum 25% has to be EWS, LIG, and 20% MIG A category. So this is 45%. And then private developers, 15% of the plots in case of township, and 5% of the FAR in case of group housing, that is for EWS, LIG. Now all the developers in Rajasthan, they are following this, and we are getting a big stock because of this. There is an incentive of 0.5, actually this is a misprint, 0.5 additional FAR we are giving to the private developers who are providing 5% FAR or 15% plots. So as an incentive we are giving this, because whatever the developers are giving, providing, there is a cap on that price. Now the second model is private developers on private land. So one of the biggest problems, as was mentioned earlier also, is availability of land. Land is in short supply, finances are not available. So these 2 major issues we have tried to address. So land problem we have tried to address by involving the private developers who will construct houses on their own land. So what we are saying here is that on 40% of the land, they have to construct EWS, LIG houses, and 12% MIG A category. And these built up EWS, LIG, MIG A flats, they are to be handed over to the nodal agency, that is Rajasthan Awas Vikas and Infrastructure Limited, at predetermined prices, and which we are allotting to the eligible persons. Developer is free to construct MIG B or HIG on the remaining plot, 48%. 48% of the plot is left with the developer. He is also allowed commercial development there up to 10%, and there are several incentives